Still with you tonight on OG Nerd News. I'm OG Nerd. Tonight's second story is not about politics. It's not about policy. It's about people. Real people. Children, grandmothers, cancer patients, a retired school teacher named Maria Alano who said, and I want you to hear these words, nothing compares to what we are living today. Cuba is in the middle of a humanitarian crisis. Children with cancer are dying. Surgeries are being canceled. Kidney dialysis patients are missing treatments. And the United States is blocking the fuel that could save their lives. The Trump administration has blocked the delivery of approximately 250,000 barrels of gasoline and diesel to Cuba, including a shipment that had been arranged between Cuban officials and a Florida-based company called Vanguard Energy, specifically for Cuba's private sector and humanitarian and religious organizations. Here's why this matters. The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights issued a stark warning this week. Quote, children are dying because doctors lack access to essential medical supplies and medicines. The fuel restriction imposed since early 2026 are directly harming Cubans, especially the most vulnerable. Unquote. A report published today by Cuban state media, confirmed and independently verified by the Associated Press, revealed the following. The survival rate for children with cancer in Cuba has fallen from 85% to 65% since the energy blockade began. 100,000 children under the age of 7 are no longer receiving the daily liter of milk previously provided by the state. Cuba's 16 vaccine immunization program for infants is, quote, at risk. 100,000 Cubans are on waiting lists for surgery, and nearly 3,000 kidney dialysis patients have had their treatment schedule disrupted. Cuba's health minister, Jose Angel Miranda, told the Associated Press, quote, you cannot damage a state's economy without affecting its inhabitants. This situation could put lives at risk. He added that 5 million Cubans living with chronic illness will see their medications or treatments affected, including 16,000 cancer patients requiring radiotherapy and 12,400 undergoing chemotherapy. Power cuts in Cuba that previously lasted 12 to 14 hours a day, already devastating, are now lasting more than 20 hours. Ambulances are struggling to find fuel to respond to emergencies. Hospitals are running on fumes, and flights bringing vital medical supplies have been suspended because Cuba can no longer refuel airplanes at their own airports. And tonight, the Trump administration blocked yet another fuel shipment, a lifeline. Gone. A retired teacher from Pinar del Rio, Cuba's westernmost province, named Maria Elena Rodriguez, spoke to journalists this week. She said, quote, nothing compares to what we are living today. Things were very hard in the 90s during the special period. We struggled to get food and transport, but at least medicines were available. Let that sink in. A woman who survived the collapse of the Soviet Union, one of the most devastating economic crises in Cuban history, is saying today is worse. An expert at Augusta University in Georgia named Paleo Spandini, who is not sympathetic to the Cuban government, told the Associated Press, quote, "It is impossible to deny the United States bears responsibility for the acute humanitarian crisis unfolding on the island." For our Spanish-speaking community watching tonight, many of you have family in Cuba. Many of you send remittance. Many of you have not been able to speak to loved ones because the power has been out for 20 hours. This story is not abstract to you. This is your family, and you deserve a news source that sees that. Here's my take. I want to be careful and honest here because this story deserves honesty. The Cuban government has real problems. Decades of mismanagement, repression, a political system that does not represent its people the way it should. That is true, and I will not pretend otherwise. But none of it justifies blocking medicine from children. None of it justifies letting cancer survival rates collapse. None of it justifies turning off power for 20 hours a day in hospitals where sick people are trying to stay alive. The United Nations called it what it is, a collective punishment. When you cut off fuel to an entire island of 11 million people, you're not punishing a government, you're punishing grandmothers. You're punishing children with cancer. You are punishing the kidney patient who needs dialysis yesterday and didn't get it. From my perspective, foreign policy believes in human dignity, regardless of what flag is flying over the government building. We can oppose the government's policy and still refuse to starve its children. Those two things are not in conflict. Children are dying 90 miles away from Florida's coast, and tonight our government blocked the fuel that could help save them. That's not strength, that's cruelty, and I will call it what it is. And that's where I stand. That's your second story tonight on OG Nerd News Update. Follow us for daily coverage. Stay informed, stay sharp, stay nerdy. And I will see you on OG Nerd After Dark live at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Good night.